What's up? Good morning. Praise the Lord. Getting off work as usual. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Untouchable Conservative. And we're going to get right into it, man. These Chris Brown tickets, man, and Usher. Black culture is going crazy over this. You know, I'm gonna look at the positive side of it first, and then I'm gonna look at the reality of the situation, as I like to say. You know, so Chris Brown and Usher it's a monumental tour. This never happened. You know, two iconic R&B singers on the same stage. I think it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Don't really interest me, but if you are, you know, I guess, you know, you really into like Chris Brown and Usher, you know, I think it's dope. I do enjoy both of their music. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying? That people can get out there and see Chris Brown and Usher. Okay, now let's get to the reality of the situation. We were just going through a food stamps epidemic. Okay, everybody was in an uproar about food stamps. Everybody was crying about food stamps. You know, a lot of people say we are in a recession. Gas is high. Everybody complaining about gas. You know what I'm saying? You know, even in my line of business, you know, it's always a challenge because I'm a landscaper. You know, I'm always trying to find ways to cut costs. And I would like to think that, you know, I make pretty decent amount of money, you know. But these tickets, man, are about, when I looked at them, they were about $500 to $1,000 to $2,000. You know, that's in the city of Detroit. So they got 3 shows in the city of Detroit. So, excuse me, work midnight, y'all. So they about to get paid in the city of Detroit. I don't know how many shows, how many other cities got 3 shows, but they're about to clean up in the city of Detroit, bro. But I'm trying to figure out, where is everybody getting an extra $500 to $1,000 at for this concert? You know, that's a lot to me. You know, I don't really, per se, you know, when it's something that I want, you know, I very rarely deny myself that when I work hard every day. You know what I'm saying? But I can't rationalize and pay $500 as a heterosexual black man to see these 2 men perform. I can't do it. You know, I think but they know that black women will pay for this. You know, their market is gonna be black women. You know what I'm saying? Because the fellas ain't gonna really buy this ticket, you know. And they know that black women are the biggest materialistic consumers on the planet. They have to have the eyelashes. They have to have the hair, the Remy hair. They have to have the red bottoms. They have to have the Gucci purse. They have to have the big eyelashes. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff add up. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff add up. You know, and especially in Detroit, man, the average person in Detroit only make about $35,000, dude. It's like, that's not a lot of money. You know, so I'm trying to find out, where is everybody getting all this money from? This extra, where you getting the extra $500 to $1,000 if everybody is living check to check? If the economy is so bad, is everybody just doing Afterpay? Is everybody just using credit cards? Or what? Because according to what I see on the internet, everybody is broke. Everybody broke. Everybody just making it. Everybody living check to check. But we got an extra $500 to $2,000 to see Chris Brown and Usher. Yeah. Somebody lying. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. Somebody is lying. Either y'all lying or y'all just in a whole lot of debt. Because I got some money put away. You know, it's not a lot of money. I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. But I got money put away. You know what I'm saying? I call it my little hustle stash. But I can't justify spending $500 to $2,000 on this damn concert. And this is the problem with black culture, is that we'll go spend all this money on a concert, and the same people that spend all this money on a concert, you ain't got life insurance, your phone bill past due, you ain't being consistent on your rent of your house, your kids probably need some new shoes, you ain't went grocery shopping, you ain't did nothing you supposed to do. But yet, we find time to always go party and hang out. It blows my mind. It blows my mind, bro. Now, to the small amount of people out there that got y'all stuff together, y'all gonna have fun. Y'all gonna have fun. I think you deserve it. If you got your stuff together, good, go have fun. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got a little bit of extra money from your tax return. You know, me personally, when I used to get a tax return, I don't really get one no more. You know, because I'm whatever. I don't get no tax return no more. You know, you make after you make so much amount of money, you be finding ways to not pay taxes. You know, I haven't mastered that yet, but that's a different story. But you know, when I used to get my tax return, when I did get one, the first thing I did before I bought my house, I used to pay up all my bills. I used to pay my rent up for about I used to pay it up as close to a year as possible. I think my apartment building that I was in only let me pay up for like 6 months at a time or something like that. But that was the first thing I did with my tax refund check when I used to get one. I don't get one no more. But or I would pay up my car note. You know, but you know, y'all going to the Chris Brown concert, y'all got it, you know, and you know, women get offended. So when I say, you know, where they getting this money from? Because, you know, I'm not balling like that, you know. So to me, an extra $500 is a lot. When you got a family, an extra $500 to $1,000 is a lot. I don't care what your income is. You know, that's a lot of money. You know. So, you know, and I make pretty decent amount of money. But I'm not spending I can't understand why any heterosexual man would want to go to this concert unless you taking your girlfriend, you know. And I understand like some dudes want to go to pick up girls, but I wouldn't want to pick up no girl at this concert. You know what I'm saying? I would, if I got to spend $500 on this concert or $1,000, I'll wait for them to come out the concert. That's probably the better strategy, to wait for them to come out. But, you know, I know it's going to be some dudes that go just to look at the ladies. But in my mind, I couldn't put that in my mind to spend this much money on no concert, bro. So y'all gotta tell me that this is the best concert you ever been to. You know, I'd rather go fishing than go to this concert, man. But yeah, I love y'all with the strength of Christ, man. I appreciate everybody tuning into my channel, Untouchable Conservative. Let me know if y'all going to this concert or not. God bless you. Thank you.